What was it like for you today, being kind of the head coach in the head coach's chair today?
Look, I think I'm blessed. I've been a head coach before, so I wasn't a rookie, so to speak. But to be able to be the head coach here at Arkansas, was a blessing just for the day, obviously. But it was great. I think my relationship with Eric, I knew what he wanted. I didn't try to do my thing. I tried to do what he's stressed to the team. And I think our guys played hard. They played hard for Coach Muss. He spoke to him today at shoot around. Played hard for him. I think they played hard for all of us, the staff that wasn't here, and for myself. And so these games are challenging going into Christmas. It's even more challenging when you don't have your head coach here. So, like I said, I think I've been prepared, and we were ready today to come out.
Bob.
Hey, David, how you doing? Finally good to see you. You alluded to it. You were Riverside's coach, head coach. You guys had a real good year last year. Did you sort of draw on that experience today?
When I found out at 10 o'clock, Bob, I played Abilene Christian 2 years ago at a tournament in Pacific, and that's what Joe was teasing me about when the game nearly finished. It was kind of like a knockdown, drag-out fight, which they got the better of. And so I went back to my notes and kind of knew how they played, but definitely having some familiarity with their team helped, at least from my standpoint, having competed against them before.
And then JD, I think he scored all 15 of his points in the second half last game. I know he got in foul trouble, didn't play much in the first half today. Then he scores 19. What is it about JD in the second half, do you think?
Look, I think unfortunately he got 2 fouls quickly in the first half. I looked at the score sheet. He had 2 fouls in a minute and 50 seconds, which may be a world record. So obviously when he got back into play in the second half, he was fresh and got us going. He was able to take over the point guard duties for us when Jalen Tate got hurt, but did a good job controlling tempo. He's getting better and better every game. We all know he can score, but I thought he made some good passes for us in the second half on top of his scoring. And so when he's doing that, he becomes even a tougher matchup for the opposition.
Yeah, it looked like Jalen did something to his right ankle. Maybe that's one that's been bothering him. Do you have any update on him?
Look, I think if he had to go, we could have put him back in, is what they told me. If that thing got any closer, I might have tried to sub him back in. But, look, I think it's just a sprained ankle that hopefully he'll be back for when we get back to practice on the 26th.
Okay, I got some more questions, but I'll turn it back over to Mike. Thanks.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach. The team got off to a couple slow starts in the 2 previous games, but you came out tonight and scored 47 on a team that only allowed 44 to Texas Tech over 40 minutes. What did you see from the group in the first half that led to the hot start?
Look, I think the lesson after the last game that Coach must talk to them about is you can't underestimate anybody. You got to come out. You got to come out swinging, so to speak. And I think the guys took the message from our last game and came out focused. And we talk about getting stops. I think this offense we can all score. We got guys that can score in double digits, probably from 1 to 9. And so our defense in the first half was good. Wasn't as good in the second half, but those stops and then being able to convert on the other end and get to the free throw line in the first half, I think helped us really get that lead up.
Dudley.
Hey, Coach. First of all, Dudley Dawson with Hogs Illustrated. Welcome to Arkansas. What was it about Arkansas that made you want to come to this situation? And while I've got you here, obviously you're very familiar with the junior college signee that y'all got. Talk a little bit about how he's developed over the years and just how you've seen him become a player.
Dudley, thank you for welcoming me to Arkansas. Look, coming here as an opposition coach, to me it was the toughest arena to play in the SEC, when I was at LSU, and I really mean that in terms of the fans, in terms of how loud it is. It was a home court advantage. And for me as a young kid watching the Razorbacks with Coach Richardson, I've known the history of here. And so when one of your good friends calls and asks you to come join him, it was hard for me to say no. And, obviously being here, we've been blown away of how nice the people are here and how the fans support the program. And so I'm just so happy to be a Razorback, and we have a great coaching staff and a great athletic director and a great team. And so just really happy to be a part of the Razorbacks and happy I could step in and help, at least today, in Muss's situation.
Scotty. Hey, Coach, I think you mentioned to Chuck a minute ago that Desi's kind of been y'all's anchor all year. You know, he got off to a great start today. Just what did you like about his aggressiveness, kind of his fearlessness going to the rim?
I think Desi brings it every day. You know, he's one of the first ones in the gym and last to leave, and it kind of carries over to your game. And I think when you work that hard, I think good things can happen. And he doesn't hunt shots. He just lets the ball come to him. And so I think his leadership has grown. I wasn't here with him last year, but my time here with him over these 6 months, you just see, you know, his leadership in practice and how he practices is how he plays. He doesn't take days off in practice, and you see that with him as a player.
What did you think of Vance Jackson today? He looked pretty decisive and confident on the offensive end.
I think you're right. You know, I think, you know, he second guesses his shot more than we do. I thought in the first half he came out, was aggressive when his feet were set. He can make open threes, and he did that. You know, I think defensively he was better. All of us can improve defensively, but he's made a concerted effort to do that. And so he was big for us there in the second half, in the first and second half, being able to really find his feet and get the ball moving for us and make shots.
Dudley.
I was just going to ask you again about the young man y'all signed out of junior college. I know you're very familiar with him. What type of player is Arkansas getting, and how have you seen him develop over these last few years?
Yeah, I apologize for not getting – so, yeah, I can talk about him now, right? So, Coleman Wing, look, he's a 6'10", stretch 4'5". You know, he can really shoot the three and put the ball on the deck and get to the rim. He does a good job rebounding for his size. He's not your typical 6'10", 6'11" player. He can play inside and out. I remember watching him here in Little Rock at Southwest Christian there, and his development has come leaps and bounds. We looked at him a lot when I was at TCU and offered him. Thank God he had to go to junior college, and we were able to get him on the backside. But he's a top 5 player in the country, junior college wise, and a much needed addition for us next year. You know, when we lose Vance Jackson.
Thank you.
Hutch. Yeah, Coach, what was it down the stretch that enabled Abilene Christian I think they got within 9 at one point. What was it that got them back in the game?
Look, I think they made they made those big threes. I think late 42 game, and I think he made some big threes. They popped the stack a couple times and made a three with our hands down. And it's tough at that end of the game. Like, you're trying not to foul, but you got to get up and pressure. And he made some big shots for him. I thought offensively, we made a couple boo-boos at the end, which got them some transition, you know, quick shot, a turnover. But those things are tough. When you're up 10 with 2 minutes to go, the other team has nothing to lose. You've really got to control the game. But hats off to them for persistence, and hats off to our guys for being able to weather the storm.
Bob.
Hey, David, Moses had 21 today, had some big shots like he has been. What'd you think of his play?
I think he's not playing like a freshman. I know that. And I say that meaning like he's grown every game. You know, he's took some questionable shots probably early on, like all freshmen do, and he's let the ball kind of find him. You know, when his feet are set, you're pretty confident the ball's going in. But he does so much other things. You know, he can rebound at his position at an elite rate, and he's doing a better job for us defensively. And so Moses picks his spots. You know, we don't have to run a lot of plays for him. So for him to come up with 21 points is a testament to his hard work and our guys finding him on the perimeter.
I saw Kamani Johnson's listed on the roster. I think I saw some social media from the basketball accounts. I assume is he practicing with you guys? Do you remember his first day, and kind of how's he fitting in, and however briefly he's been with you?
Look, he's been great. I think Saturday was – these days all roll together, but I think Saturday was his first practice last week. He's been great. His energy on the benches was great. His energy in practice is good. Obviously, he's got a great foundation from where he came from in Little Rock. So he's going to help this team when he steps on the floor for us. But for now, just his resilience and toughness in practice has been good for this group.
One more, you know, I know the guys want to go home and see their families for Christmas. But, you know, in the times of COVID, I guess what's your message to them about, you know, being careful when they leave your all's bubble here?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It's to go home and enjoy your family, but to be safe, you know, and we talk about it every day. We stress it to the team. I think Muss talks about it after every practice about just being careful who you're around, But obviously, we do know they need to spend time with their family, but also be aware, be aware that they have to come back and be a part of this program. So I think it's much needed time off for them. But obviously, we hope we can all be safe and all of you can be safe during this period.